I've got less than 2 weeks to come up with 2 acts, and I barely have wardrobe. Definitely no hair and makeup ideas, but I have the music that I'm going to perform to. The producer already sent out our emails that we need to, register, get all our information and all of that. But it's like, damn, where am I going to start? Like, I'm trying to make sure, that I'm on the right path to like losing weight and stuff, and I got to think about this shit. On top of that, I'm less than 3 weeks away from another event that I have to plan and act for. So, what goes into a burlesque act? A lot of things, but what I can think offhand is what I just said. You need your costume, your wardrobe. The set design is what it is, but if you have any props or anything that go along with it, you'll need that. Now, your act, that includes your wardrobe and your props, but it's like the act that you have, what story does it tell? That includes the music. So the story that you're telling includes the music, the props, the wardrobe, even the hair and makeup. All that is part of your story. Then you need your audience. The audience is your live reaction. It depends. Now, the audience for a burlesque show doesn't necessarily coincide with what you offer, or like what your look, theme, or whatever is. I'll think of the word right now. I'm just kind of flying off because my mind is going. Because I'm literally trying to think of an act and choreography and all that. Like last time, I'm trying to get my shit together when I really couldn't get my shit together. But your audience provides feedback. They cheer for you. They tip you. And sometimes, or oftentimes, like the theme of the show and then who you are as a performer, like your je ne sais quoi, and the audience don't necessarily always coincide, but you still go the fuck out and you do that shit. And then what else? Oh yeah, backstage. Now, backstage is more fun for me after the show. Before my set. Before my set, I'm like in my head thinking, trying to go over steps, trying to think of the music and mark, steps and all that. Afterwards, I get to relax a little bit. I've earned my money and I get to watch the other performers. If I'm hanging back stage, most of the time I leave afterwards because I always got to go straight to work at 6 a.m. And it's usually after midnight. And oftentimes I'm hungry. That I have to do that. I have to start bringing my own snacks to the events. That helps a lot. One, I get to save money, and then two, I get to see more of the other performers, because sometimes I don't get to see all the performers. And I mean, it would be nice to not just watch other people perform, but to, make some connections, get better at making connections. Now, what I want to do, my room is it's not really big. It's kind of small and it's kind of tight in here. I got a lot of stuff in here, in my opinion. But I be wanting to practice in the living room because it's empty in the living room. Because I can't really, right now, I can't go to the studio freely like I want to. No card, no money. Am I in frame? I, I suck at like being in frame when I'm just sitting here chatting, holding the camera. My bad. I was talking about going to the studio, right? Oh, but like I'll be wanting to practice in the living room, but most of the time, okay, I'll get off work. When I come home, I usually nap. I'll nap and get up, shower, and then usually I just get ready for work work the next day, eat, and go back to bed, or try to. So I'm not, exhausted early in the morning. But it's crunch time, and I really need to get a routine together. So I might just have to be exhausted at work for the next 2, 3 weeks, month and a half, for the rest of my life. But the simple fact that, like, I have a roommate and I feel like she'll complain. Like, whether I do it right after work when it's daytime or in the evening, I just feel like she would complain. Now, it's probably not the nicest thing to kind of pass judgment and assume, but I feel like that's what it would be. Because what I would do is I would have my little blue gray speaker, and then of course my camera, and I have my big mirror in here, but my skinnier mirror is in there, and that would serve as me being able to watch myself. And I would be making noise, listening to the music. I would have the music not really loud, but up at least, so I could hear it. And I feel like that commotion, even though for me it's productivity, for my roommate it's like a distraction and a disturbance. That's why I feel like it'll be an issue. Like, I'm trying to be considerate. Should I just do this shit anyway?